Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. Well, you guys on the nation voted for it, so here it is. Okay, welcome back. And yes, we are back to doing conspiracy theories. And I thought nothing better than to start with the man who was in the center of conspiracy theories on a regular basis, Mr. Art Bell, who we all are very much aware passed away back in April of this year. To what many, and this is part of the conspiracy, many believe that it's a cover up. A lot of people have a hard time believing that Art Bell would have, done some of the things he did that were revealed in the autopsy. Um, and a lot of the things to be revealed were very strong and very addicting pills and painkillers. In fact, we'll read it here. On Wednesday, August 1st, 2018, Las Vegas Review Journal reported that Clark County's coroner's office findings. The coroner's office stated that Bell died of an accidental overdose from a cocktail of prescription drugs. The coroner's office determined he had 4 prescription medications in the system: the opioid oxycodone, the analgesic hydrocodone, D-span. I mean, these are just insane painkilling prescriptions, and to have 4 different ones. Carisoprodol, I don't pronounce all these correctly, which is a muscle relaxant. He had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and hypertension also contributed to his death. So, I mean, this is a slew of symptoms and combinations of drugs to be found in the system. This obviously was released on August 1st, just a couple of days ago, which is why a lot of people are having a hard time believing this. And my thing is this, Art Bell, obviously everybody knows, he ran Coast to Coast, which was an evening platform that he himself admitted that while he did not believe everything people on the show called in to report, and that he did admit it was purely for entertainment, he felt it was necessary to give these people a platform to express themselves and talk about some of their experiences, whether they were believable or not. He himself did not believe everything that people called in and reported, but he kept an open mind. He was very good at that, and because of having that platform, he had a great popularity, and he was in the center of a lot of different conspiracy theory topics, and people calling in and reporting their findings or their experiences with whether it's UFO, paranormal, whatever the case may be. The amazing thing here is that you would think, being involved in something like that for so long, and if he was really maybe gaining the attention of the wrong people or people who wanted to shut him up, then perhaps something might have happened much sooner than now. I mean, he was 72. So, now he did have, obviously he had some chronic issues of his own. He also had a pretty rough life. You know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily saying growing up, but in 2006, his wife at the time died suddenly, and I'm sure that had to be a big deal for him to deal, event for him to deal with. I can't necessarily buy into that this is all a cover up, but again, you guys have seen my conspiracy theory videos before. I try to remain down the middle, and while there's always a chance that maybe something happened or maybe someone wanted to maybe finally shut him up, I just feel strongly that that's something that would have been done a long time ago. And you also got to consider that Art was not nearly on the radio as much in recent years as he had been in the past. He did step back from doing it on a regular basis. Now, he was obviously on shows, guest host of his own produced shows and stuff like that, but he officially technically retired in 1998. So from 98 to the time of his death, everything he did on the radio was just spot stuff or coming on and guest hosting with somebody. So, it's it's hard to say. I personally don't think there's a conspiracy here. But that's not to say that it's not a possibility. I'm not going to sit here 100% and say there's no way, there's no way that it was a cover up. There's no way that it's not a cover up. I just personally feel that we've heard stories before of people getting close to some information or getting close to details of something that the government or the man or the men in black, however you want to call them, we've heard stories of people instantaneously being taken out of the picture. These people do not last long. If people tend to uncover something, or they're doing a personal investigation to reveal the truth about something that the government may not want out there, those people disappear pretty quickly. There's really no waste of time. So, and when you consider that he's been doing this for so long, for it to suddenly happen now when he's only mainly guest hosting on his own produced shows and doing spots and stuff like this, I just don't really see that. But that's not to say that it's not possible. When you delve in, the thing about conspiracy theories, and this is one of the reasons why I even though this is an entertainment related channel that's obviously flagship by Kaiju, you guys know in the past, if you've been on this channel for a long time, one of the reasons I do talk about conspiracy theories is because I do find a level of entertainment when it does entertain me to read stories, to watch content related to things that most people are not talking about in the mainstream media, because the mainstream media kind of frowns on these topics, or because some of these topics may be close to the truth, and the mainstream media, we're learning more now than ever, is very biased. And because of that, anything that has a chance to be real, anything that might be real or might be a true story, is going to be shot down from the mainstream media. And this is what made Art Bell so valuable, because as he said, he provided a platform for people to at least come on and express themselves and talk about what they wanted to, and report certain findings without being ridiculed. And that's the big key here, is without ridicule. And and that's something that is very important, because I do firmly believe that not everything is what it seems all the time. And I do feel that there are some things out there, conspiracy theories, quote unquote, that do have some legitimacy, that do have some truth to it. And now that the show has been voted back onto E.T.N, we are going to start not only rehashing some of the videos we've done in the past, because oddly enough, I've had a lot of my conspiracy videos shut down. I found out recently, as I was going back through the playlist, I saw that there were a lot of ones that the content wasn't available worldwide, or there was no way it could be monetized because of whatever reason, or they were just getting copyright claims for the most ridiculous reasons. And that to me is a little surprising, because there are channels much bigger than me that focus on this kind of stuff. And if me, a channel that up until this year has been rather inconsistent, doesn't really have, I'm closing in on 19,000 subscribers, which is great. But when you look at other channels that have a large collection of viewers watching content that I've discussed in the past, in regards to conspiracy theories, I thought it was pretty odd that I looked back on all these videos and without knowing, because I don't really check, I have a different email link to this that I never check, so I never knew that there were notifications for this. And because these videos are so old, like 3 or 4 years old, I just thought nothing of it. But when I went back to the playlist to kind of organize things and get ready to start uploading more conspiracy theories into this playlist, I realized that I looked back and a lot of my videos, well, some of them are not there anymore. I had to take them down because of the fact that they were getting these weird, either a copyright claim of some wild reason, or they were just saying they weren't monetizable because of the content, or they were blocked. They were just blocked worldwide for whatever reason, and I'm not even using any copyrighted content. So that's pretty interesting. Pretty kind of spooky too when you think about it. But that's how things are now. So, but again, we're going to have another topic to discuss. We're going to be doing our conspiracy theories back to the normal schedule, which is Thursdays. So today's episode is just a little special intro to get you guys back on the scene, to let you know that it is coming back. Friday's topic, we're going to discuss an article that was released, or a report that was released a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a little over a month ago now, where scientists think they've proven that we are the only ones to exist in this universe, which I strongly disagree with. And we're going to talk about that, and because a lot of people think that's a conspiracy to cover up the fact that we are being visited by other entities, or there are things out there flying around that may not necessarily be aliens, but it could be something that's being hidden by the government or governments. You don't know. This could be from other countries. So we're going to discuss that, and I'm going to discuss why I think that that's absolute bogus, and I don't even need to be a scientist to freaking prove that. There's been plenty of scientists in the past that have given great formulas that show why it is almost mathematically impossible for us to be the only beings in this humongous universe that we will likely never be able to explore. So, but anyway, guys, so yeah, I that's it for this video. I just wanted to say that, the death of Art Bell is very sad, especially for communities that look to have an outlet to listen to these kinds of things and give their opinions as to whether they believe a certain conspiracy is legit or not. But I also feel that while there is a possibility that there could be a cover-up, I have no proof otherwise. I'm just saying, in my personal belief, considering his recent history, considering his retirement, and considering how long he did it for, I truly don't believe there's anything here that is a conspiracy. I really do think that, on a personal level, he probably had some issues, and it just so happens that it kind of caught up with him with some of the things he might have been doing. And, I think if it had been anything other than that, I think he would have been taken out a long time ago, but either way, no matter what it is, whether you want to firmly believe it's a cover up, whether this is just how it happened, it was sad that he did pass away. And it is sad to hear how it happened, because you don't think that would be the case, but these are how things happen sometimes, and we just kind of have to accept that. But I think he's been a big impact on the paranormal, conspiracy theory, UFO research community, and obviously there's still other colleagues that he had that are still going to keep that fight going. So until Thursday's video, if you're a Patreon subscriber, if you're part of the Patreon tier 2 or up, and you have a conspiracy that video you want me to do, now's the time to go to the Patreon page and make a comment. You could use any form and just put at the very first title a conspiracy theory request. And I'll look into that. And like I said, this is going to be a regular Thursday thing, but this is just a Sunday special because I figured, like I said, now that I'm getting back into it, I wanted to start this with a man who had been very much involved in this kind of fringe news for a very long time, and was a big influence for many people, and a place for a lot of people to go to express themselves without any ridicule. And he'll be missed. It's unfortunate that he passed away back in April, but that's why you got to keep doing these things, you know what I mean? And it should be a lot of fun. It should be entertaining, but most of all, hopefully it'll be educational now that we're back to doing it. So anyway, guys, that's it. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.